All right, we are setting up Witch King here. I figured since I'm going to soon need to take a small break from some of these games because of some work related stuff, it'd be nice to get one last game in here. So Saturday, and it's time to set up the Witch King. So Witch King. So we do have our map here. You can see our map. The valleys are pretty open into some of our best piles here. This one rolls into the cliff, which, I mean, is fine. It can be a little dicey because, again, you're stuck in mountains. I'm always looking to avoid potentially mountains and caves. But we see the guard here is sort of stuck between mountains and caves, but the rogues aren't. And the rogues, in fact, the inn leads you direct to the deep woods, leads you direct to the ruins, leads you direct into the borderlands. So all of that is pretty good, and that's ultimately where we're probably going to start. We could start at the ghosts. I have not yet changed the rules. Every time I iterate through one of these, I always think of little rule tweaks, which I need to come to. And I think one of the rule tweaks is going to be that the Witch King can treat the ghosts like a dwelling in terms of changing his cards, simply because otherwise starting at the ghost is always a mess because you can't swap out your cards. And the Witch King, frankly, I think has sometimes the hardest time completing some cards because of his unique nature in the game. Can't carry anything except for negligible stuff and so on. So having said that, I think probably between now and then, I think the points for these solo runs, I think I'll tweak a little bit. So there's just some tweaks that I will make next time through, not this time through, but next time through. So I think we're going to stick with this map. I think we're going to probably start at the inn. I mean, the reason they moved the Witch King so he didn't have to start at the inn was, a long, long time ago when everyone started at the inn, that first day could be a total bloodbath. All it takes is one swordsman character to find hidden enemies to gut half of the mages because you can't run. The Witch King doesn't have a move chit. He can't actually play a run. Now he can play spells, and that's great, but it was very dangerous for characters like the Witch King early on. So they just said, "Hey, let's allow him to start somewhere else." And the ghost was sort of a cool thing. Now the problem with the ghost is simply that it's not a bad thing in the normal game, but in the quest game, because I can't swap cards there. And if it's a remote, which this one isn't so remote, but it's a little bit remote, right? It's a day or two, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's 2 days and a secret path, which by the way, the Witch King sucks at finding with Magic Sight. You might not be able to change your cards for a week or two. So in any case, we're going to start here. So this is not even a valid point for this game because we're going to start at the inn. There are no other characters to kill us, so be it. So we're going to do that, and really the question now is picking spells. So the Witch King has the most powerful allotment of spells. You got type 4s, type 5s, and type 6s. And the only problem that I have with the Witch King is he wastes a third of his chits on type 6s. And I feel that there aren't a lot of great type 6s for the Witch King. Dissolve spell is potentially useful for the Witch King if he gets into a transform problem, right? Or an absorb problem. So I'm going to put that out on his list. We're not going to take any of these wacky ones. Meld into Mist, of course, is obvious. Transform is, I mean, we have better options. I also think I'm going to change summons too for the next round of these. I think summons are going to instantly take something off your sheet to make them more useful generally. Um, World Fades is a lot more useful. World Fades is a lot more useful at either for ambushing, ambush killing, or for multiplayer games, because if you have nothing on your sheet at the end of a combat round, you immediately get a hide roll. Now, what you can do there is if you can ambush kill, so for instance, let's say you take lightning bolt, and so you can attack a guy, and then if you fail the hide roll, at the end of the round, there still isn't anything on your sheet. So you can just roll again, right? So as soon as I target something and I become hidden or not, I get to hide again. So again, it's great for ambush killing. Maybe that's one that I consider. So those are the 4 type 6s I will consider. Type 4s I will consider. Fiery Blast obviously is, I don't know why that is tipped, but it is. Blazing Light, it's probably not worth wasting a spell on. Lightning Bolts, we probably have better options. Yeah, I think almost everything else we're going to have a better option for. So there you go. And then black magic, of course, is the key. So Absorb Essence is huge. Animate is a big deal, I think. Broomstick is a big deal. Drain Life is an insta-win. Let's look at these. So some options, I think. I think Drain Life, again, a little OP, maybe, since it has to hit, but since you can usually hit because you have a type 5/2, it is very Witch Kingy, and then you rest other chits. So I think this is a big choice. Having said that, it's for one dude, right? So against 6 goblins, not as useful all of a sudden. But since it's a single target, then strangely enough, something like ambushing and world fades would somehow be useful, right? Because you could use that to get hide rolls, extra hide rolls effectively. Also, Drain Life goes great with Animate to get a buddy, like an evil. So again, you know, the best would be to somehow drain life on, say, the Tremendous Demon and then animate him. And then you could actually, or a dragon or whatever, but you could really go far with some of that. Broomstick would be super useful because that fly pit is super useful. But you are using a lot of black, right? You only have 4 black pits. So the nice thing here is this doesn't tie chit up. This will tie chit up permanently. This one won't. But, you know, so, man. So, I mean, Animate Broomstick and Drain Life is a very, intriguing combo, right? Drain life is generally anything that you can ambush or you can hit one of. You do. If you get a good one, you animate it. You use broomstick as effectively you have to have one of these pits cast to get away. And then maybe a Melt into Mist as the obvious get out of jail free card. And then you're using all black and all your purple goes into Melting into Mist. I don't think that's bad. I think we're doing that. So I think that is the layout of spells that we're going to take here. So let's grab these down. Let's try this. So increase that size. Let's see. We'll do Drain Life up here. Broomstick next. Melt into Mist third, maybe. Animate fourth. Give me as much room. Light, 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 light. Lock. So we locked them all. There you go. There's our spells. And that's pretty good. Now we need to flip some of these. So I'm going to flip 2 of these and 2 of these. 3 of these. I'm going to keep 1 around to enchant a tile. I generally don't want to enchant tiles, but occasionally it'll be useful to enchant a tile, because occasionally what I'm going to run into, a purple tile, right? So a mountain or cave tile that I no longer care about. There's nothing in it. And in that case, flipping it will give me an easy I get out of jail free card. I am not blocked. I walk through it, right? So I think that's what we're going to do. And I also think we're going to flip maybe 1 more of these. So if we flip 1 more, the first thing we're going to do is cast Broomstick. That's going to fatigue 2 of them. Then you bring 1 of them back, and you are at least back in business, I think. So I think I'm going to do that. So that's a lot of that done. And now we need, effectively, cards and events. So let's draw our 3 quests and see what we end up with here. This first draw is very important, I think, for the Witch King. Because, like I said, I think you got to be a little careful. He can get stuck, I feel. One of the most powerful characters in the game, but the quest game, I think, harms him a little bit. So sacrifice a treasure. I drew it twice, so I discard the second one and draw again. Tiny hut visitor in the woods, and natives arrive. Place a group of your choice. Okay. Sacrifice. Can we get to the chapel? Man, that chapel's far away. And we are enemies with the Order, too. It's not actually that far away, if you think about it. It is through the woods, through here, and up there. I feel that you would be hoping to get... I feel that you would be hoping to find the altar or the shrine, because you can burn it all, some other place, right? Now, having said that, the boon is super useful for this guy, because we could take another black chit. I could take this chit again, and that would be a thing. So we're going to keep sacrifice. Now, the question is, do we keep Tiny Hut, Place of Visitor, or Natives Arrive? Because I could call the bash cards or the company in and have a trading partner on the board instantly. And there is nothing wrong with that. I think I am going to, and Tiny Hut, what Tiny Hut would I pull? The Warlock, oops. The Warlock has all my spells. And does the Crone. Yeah, the Crone or the Warlock. Now, yeah. Well, let's think about it. Yeah, I'll keep them. So I'll keep Tiny Hut in the woods, and I'll keep natives arrive because I'm going to play these as soon as possible, effectively. So I don't intend to hold them. I intend to play them on day 1 or day 2 and just get all that done. So those are our cards. See them down at the bottom left there. And now let's draw our events. So let's see. Do we have a? Give me a second here. Well, let's get the. Hold on. Let's get. Yeah, I actually grabbed a mini or two. So let's see if we can make that guy stand out against the background here. Yeah, he's still a little dark, actually. We'll make him shocking pink. Nope, too dark. Yeah, I just think he is too dark. Yeah, don't love it. Don't love it. Oh well. All right. And he's strangely hard to pick up. Like, this guy is strangely hard to pick up. Tell you what we'll do. We will color tint him. Be as super light a blue as possible. There you go, to match our color as best as possible, and we will move him around the board so you can see where we're at. I don't love it, but we'll the pawn probably ultimately is better. Oh well. I was trying to get a mini in there. Yeah, let me just get rid of him. He's not that good. Let's just get a component. Let's get our typical. We'll get a typical shocking pink, and that's easy to see against the background there. So there you go. That's where we're at. Let's draw 3 events. So one is a spider bounty. There is a bounty on spiders. So that's easy to deal with. We just need to find a spider to kill. Second card is Elven Pathfinder. Third card is the Young Knight. Now, the Young Knight will attack us, of course. And we get Elven Pathfinder we won't even put on our board. So let's, do we have the events bag out? We do. So let's search the events bag for the Young Knight and the Elf Pathfinder. And so let's see. Oh, we need dice. Components. So let's grab our dice. Deepwood 3 for the Young Knight. It stinks a little bit because now he's sort of gumming up the works, right? And then the Elf Pathfinder just goes to a random 3 to the house. So it looks like he's up here. And he finds us all secret paths once I hire him. And that's it. I mean, we've set up. So we have an animate broomstick Death Touch setup here with a Meld into Mist chaser. So that's sort of what we're doing. That's the setup. We'll save the game. And that's it. We'll see you when we start playing.